realize Paul is talking about a totally different world. He totally has a totally different idea of the law. No wonder he doesn't. I really honestly believe Paul does not know anything about the Torah or anything about the prophets.
Now, why do I say that? Because if Paul were truly the apostle of the Gentiles, he would have known simply to study the word Gentile in the Torah, the law and prophets, and he would have found the answer. And it's the term ger in Hebrew. And Jesus is going to give the answer that Paul could have, or the clue that Paul needed to find it. And if he'd read Matthew 21:13, Jesus quotes from Isaiah 56, verse 7. That's the answer of how us Gentiles get saved. It could not be more clear. Now let's take a look. Now here's Isaiah 56. I'm going to skip over here. This is how the sons of Israel, children of Israel are saved. They have to keep the Sabbath and keep his hand from doing any evil. Okay, so they've got a broader swath of commands. We don't have them. Verse 3, let no foreigner who has joined himself to Yahweh speak, saying, Yahweh will surely separate me from his people. So now he's assuring us he's not going to cut us off. Also, the foreigners who join themselves to Yahweh, this is how you're going to get saved, to serve him and to love Yahweh's name, to be his servants. Everyone who keeps the Shabbat from profaning it, that means you don't work, and holds fast my covenant. What's that? The Ark of the Covenant contained, it was a box that contained 2 tablets of stone, the 10 commandments. If you keep those things, you will be saved under this criteria. Now the prophet came, Jesus the prophet, so you have more commandments to look at, so that's a different thing, and that's Deuteronomy 18, you got to know about that. And Peter talks about that in Acts 3, but that's a whole other issue. But anyway, this is how salvation was identified. So Paul had to, at minimum, tell people you have to keep the 10 commandments and you have to keep the Shabbat, right? If he's going to be the apostle of the Gentiles. But he doesn't do that. He tells you not to do it, and he tells the Gentiles in Galatia, why are you foolish trying to obey the commandment about Sabbath? Okay? Now listen to this. I will bring these to my holy mountain and make them a joyful in my house of prayer. Now I'm going to skip the offerings and sacrifices, but that would be grain offerings. For my house will be called a house of prayer for all peoples. That's what Jesus quoted in Matthew 21. How could Paul miss this? That's why I say he doesn't know Torah. He doesn't know the prophets, because he would have known this. He would have studied this to find the salvation message for the people he's ministering to. And he doesn't seem to know it. And we all know he gives us the totally contrary message. We don't have to do Sabbath. We don't have to keep the 10 commandments. We just have to have faith that Jesus died for us and resurrected, and that's it. That's 1 Corinthians 15, 1-4. So he doesn't know the Bible. That's the proof positive. It was right here all along, and he missed it.